What's up, guys? This is take number I don't know how many, sitting on my front porch. I've had kids crashes and dogs taking out cameras and all sorts of crazy stuff, but we're finally gonna just hopefully get this done. This here in the background is the Pyro Cutthroat. This is the Pyro mini keg, and I did a small video about them the other day about me switching to internal frame packs. Now I just got thinking I should do a video about how I kind of have these set up. Now this is more of a scouting, hiking, you know, peak adventure, whatever stuff. That's more of a dedicated hunting bag. Now obviously if I'm going with my wife, this will be my wife's bag, that'll be my bag. But for the most part, I have these kind of set up that way. And then this is my EDC bag. This is the Beanie. I've done videos on it in the past. Honestly, I've kind of got this thing maxed out. I want to go to maybe the Antero, something a little bigger, not a lot bigger. Mostly just been waiting because they've been releasing a lot of new products lately, and I'm kind of waiting to see what they come out with. So that pack will remain in my stable. That'll be one of my kids' packs probably. But what I kind of want to show is how I have these set up and how quickly I can jump from one to the other without having to like have a full sit down and completely like go through everything to make sure I have everything. So the first thing I'm going to do, so on this side of the pack I normally would have the tripod. This side has my spotter. I leave those on there unless I'm going to not need them and I'm going to do more of a lightweight trip. If it's something where I'm trying to cover a lot of ground fast, I'm going to cut weight, I'll probably drop those pretty quick. But most of the time, I'm going to keep those with me. Because even if it's just a hiking trip, if I spot a deer, mountain goat, whatever, I'm going to pull the spotter out. I just like looking at animals too much to not. Camera will stay mounted next to the water bottle pocket. And then actually on this side, I did put this over. So I mentioned this is the Pyro mini pocket. I move it from bag to bag. I'll probably just buy another one so I don't have to keep doing that, and I'll just move the items from it. It's probably easier that way. And then I did move my knife. The knife does stay attached to the bag that I think I'm going to use the most. So from now until probably July, it's going to stay on here. But this is the Half-Face Blades Crow Jr. It is a Cerakoted blade with G10 handles. It is a full width tang, a very big meaty fixed blade knife. It's a little on the heavy side for things, but I know I'm not going to break it. Sharpens up really nicely. I've used it on an elk, a moose, a deer, and I don't have to worry about rust. I don't have to worry about it's not, you know, like really nice handles that might crack or get weathered. This is just a really good kind of survival style knife. Now I try not to be a crazy prepper guy, but I kind of am a little bit, so it is what it is. If I need to use that to chop sticks to start a fire, obviously I can. And once I get into the EDC bag, you'll kind of see the prepper side a little more. But in here, again, this is a big center zip. This is Pyro Puffy. These are First Light Puffy pants. My rain jacket is in here because I had it in here the other day. Usually I keep it in my EDC bag. And then in the bottom is the Pyro body bag. It is a sleeping bag that will unzip all the way in half, and you can use it as like a whoopee. It actually is their double insulated whoopee called the Doobie that they just added a zipper to for a sleeping bag, and I freaking love it. So now we'll go into this. This is the Claymore lid, and some of this is repeat from last time, but in case you didn't watch the other one, so there's a beanie in here, and some of this stuff I didn't have actually loaded last time. Gaiters, gloves, neck gaiter. Now the thing is, I have this exact same lid on that pack over there. So when hunting season rolls around, or I decide I need that pack, I just pull everything out of this front pocket and I put it directly into that front pocket. It moves directly over. I don't have to think twice about it. This pocket, I kind of did a video, or kind of went into it on that last video. I keep toilet paper in here, and yeah, sorry, everything's kind of falling out because I've been throwing the bags around so much. toilet paper, wet wipes, lighter, and then I keep hand warmers in here in this back mesh pocket part. And then this is a snack pack that I make. I have probably 30 of these down in my basement. Next to it I have breakfasts and dinners all bagged in Ziplocs, and then my stove is sitting there. MSR reactor stove has the isobutane inside of there, so I can grab my stove, however many days, dinners, breakfast, and snacks I need. Now this has Honey Stinger energy chews, Tahoe bars, Honey Stinger wafers, a coffee, energy drink, hydration drink, Starburst, Taproons. I mean, it's a full day snacks with some drink mixes and stuff. And like I said, the big thing is I can, yet again, this whole video is going to be over kind of how I can grab stuff and go quickly, right? So I can go grab however many of these I need. This is in here because we were going to go for a hike the other day. Grabbed it, threw it in here, and then we ended up not even going for a hike. We got up on the mountain, had to pull a minivan off the mountain that had tried to go up the mountain in the snow, and all the elk were actually visible from the road, so we just sat right on the road. We didn't have to go hike and look for them. So now where I want to go is into my EDC here. So in this front pocket I dropped it, Garmin InReach, my Phoenix headlamp. I've got, this is glass cleaner with with lens wipes for my glasses, obviously, but I keep a bag of that in there. My wallet, this is actually ear protection. These are Axel ear protection Bluetooth speakers. They're not the best thing ever. Sorry, I just noticed I spilled a bunch of Blackhorn 209 in here a while ago, and I obviously didn't get it all cleaned up. So Axel Ear Pro, they're not great. They work okay. I don't know, they're not worth the hype. Another pair of mechanics gloves, multi-tool, mini crescent wrench. Like I said, I'm gonna look like more of a prepper as I get into this. This is a tiny little pin, and then another lighter. Now, this stuff, right, multi-tool, all that stuff, these extra gloves, these will stay in here, and I can actually leave or take these, just depending on how long I'm gonna go. I'm not super blind. I can go without my lenses. In fact, I probably should take them off because I've noticed how dark they are. Yeah, we should probably take those off for the rest of the video. But if I'm going for a day or two, I'm not going to take these because I'm probably not going to take these. I'll probably just leave these in the truck because they're really expensive. I don't want to lose them. And yeah, I might grab a cheap pair of glasses, but probably going to leave all that stuff in there. Now, what we'll do, we'll just stop right here. Now, Ear Pro is another one that if I'm going to take a rifle, say I throw on a rifle in case I see coyotes or whatever, I can throw these in. These also are Bluetooth compatible, so if I want to listen to music or something, but most of the time those are going to stay in here too. So that leaves me with an InReach, a headlamp, my wallet. Obviously, those are things I want to go with me, so I'm going to throw them in that mesh pocket that I was talking about in the back of this. Now, if I have my vinyl harness, I actually put the InReach in the vinyl harness. But as far as just moving stuff over. Now, one thing I do want to do with a bigger pack, like I said, this is pretty well maxed out. I've actually been debating keeping my vinyl harness in my EDC bag just because I live on 10 acres, I work out in the middle of nowhere, and I see elk and deer and antelope and coyotes all the time, and it's kind of nice to have nice binos. I have cheap ones in my work truck and my personal truck, but it'd be nice just to have my nice binos and my rangefinder. I keep all my tags in there. I could keep my InReach in there in here, so I don't have to move it around as much, but I haven't done that yet. So anyways, with that right there, I've moved all that stuff. Now, I do keep this is suppressor paperwork. That way, if I'm ever somewhere with my gun that has a suppressor, I don't have to worry about where my paperwork is, whether I've put it on an AR or it's on my 300 Win Mag. I have my paperwork with me. I do have a small camp axe. This is a Winkler. I don't even remember. I think it is called the camp axe, actually. It's just a nice, cool little camp bags I keep with me. Yet again, kind of makes me look a little more prepperish. But, you know, I've been out with the kids and we've started fires just so the kids, you know, can experience just being out starting a fire wherever we are, just kind of teaching them stuff. And it's good for a lot of things. Say you wreck your vehicle, you can use that to break your window out. You can use it to break someone else's window out. You know, whatever. There's lots of uses, and I just prefer to have it with me. Now, obviously, I can put it in here super simple, or I can keep it out. That's just at a moment's notice. I can throw that over there, and I don't have to, you know, go dig around and look for my camp axe anywhere. And another big bonus with what I'm showing is I can throw this in the truck, and I can throw this in the truck, grab however much food I need, and I have everything. If it's a day hike, if it's last minute day hike, I grab this and this, and I have everything I really need because I keep this loaded and I keep this loaded. So moving on through this is Shmog, Kefia, whatever you want to call it. I think everyone should have one of these, if not a couple of these. I honestly need to buy more of these. But I will throw this just in the main bag because I've used it a ton when I'm up on the mountain. I've got an extra beanie. Now this is an orange beanie. I keep it in my EDC because this is also like my emergency orange whatever, right? Signal. I also have orange vest in the truck. Now, the other bonus is if it's rifle season and I end up going up the mountain, I'm not like, oh dude, I forgot blaze orange. I keep an orange vest in the truck and I keep an orange beanie. Utah, you are required to wear blaze orange during rifle season, but as I already showed, there's already beanie and a net gator in here, so I don't need to take those. Now, another bonus again is if my wife's going with me, I can throw those in that bag. Now I have a second bag. This is a really lightweight hoodie. It's got a built-in face mask, built-in gloves. It's not super durable. It's just a really nice like summer hoodie, but it's an extra layer. I keep it with me. And then in here I have another puffy jacket. This is a First Light puffy, the unpronounceable, uncompagre is what it's called. Most people call it the unpronounceable. Packs up super small into its own pocket. Same thing, I don't need it, but if my wife's going with me or someone else is going with me, I can give them for the hike, or I just have it with me if something happens. This super lightweight hoodie is also really good for like sun. I don't remember if it actually is like UV rated, but like say you're out doing something in the summer and you know, super bright, super hot, you can throw this on over a t-shirt or instead of a t-shirt. It's just going to protect you a little more. Like I said, I'm going to look more prepperish as this goes on. But that's really not what this video is about. In here I have a small fire starter, extra lighter, toilet paper, wet wipes. I already have that stuff in here for the most part, so don't have to move anything there. This is kind of the major piece of this EDC kit, as well as my mobile loadout. I don't know what to even call it. I don't know what I'm going to call this video, but so this is the Far Possibles pouch. This is a medium, so it's got 3 zippers, which are 3 separate compartments. This side I've got hot hands, paracord, toothpaste, toothbrush, lighter. One of the big things in here is a steri pen. You know, if you're going out on the mountain, you want to have purified water, and again, in a case of an emergency, I can purify water. This is Pyro Putty. It's just a fire starter. Now, I have a lot of Pyro Putty stashed throughout lots of places. My truck, wife's truck, this, that one pocket in here has it. I also have used cotton balls with Vaseline. The only thing is they kind of seem to get really messy. These stay pretty clean and work pretty good. Price, yeah, you're paying more. Other pocket on this side, the other side of me, there's actually a full-blown tourniquet in there. Sorry, don't know how well you can see that, but there's a tourniquet right here. There is Allegra allergy pills. I have really bad allergies. Then there's actually liquid Benadryl. I carry liquid Benadryl because if I happen to come across someone who is having an allergic reaction and can't really swallow something, or say like a young kid that's freaking out, my thoughts are I can rip that open, right, cut it open and pour the liquid in their mouth, and I don't have to pack a bottle of Benadryl. Now, Is that the best thing? Probably not. Don't listen to me on that. I also pack kids' Benadryl in the truck. And then I have, you know, daytime NyQuil, Dayquil, bandages, Band-Aids, moleskin. It's just a first aid pouch. And there are some latex gloves in there. Like I said, that's just my first aid pocket, right? Now the middle pocket is less needed stuff. Hurricane blower for my glasses, my camera. You can also use that to help with starting fires. This is a cool like multi-adapter cable. USB on this side, iPhone, old Android, new Android, old iPhone, micro USB, all on one piece here. And then this is actually a power bank in here that I just keep charged. It's not a big, huge one. It's not gonna, you know, it's not like an emergency prepper one that's gonna last forever. But like I said, this is kind of set up so, say last minute I decide I'm going up the mountain and I take off and I get up there and my phone's 20%. I'm not like, oh, that sucks. I already have this stuff with me. I take that out about once a month, top it off. This one, these are Peak Design bags. They came with the Peak Design capture clip for the camera. I just reused them, right? I try not to go buy stuff if I have things that'll work, right? I don't need like a super fancy thing. This is good enough. Drawstring bag. This has camera batteries, camera SD cards. This is all camera based stuff. This is camera battery charger. This is watch charger for my watch, Garmin InReach. Or not, sorry, not Garmin InReach. That's the oh, I just forgot what this one's even called. Anyways, it's a Garmin watch. It's the base model. There is a Work Sharp field sharpener in here. Honestly, I suck at sharpening. This thing's a lifesaver. And then I've got a neck strap that I can use on my camera or my binos. Extra lens wipes, extra lens cover for the camera, extra lens cap, and then just some more lens cleaning stuff in here, as well as a backup battery for my rangefinder. But this is all stuff that I just keep in here all the time. Like I said, pack this with me everywhere I go. Kind of seems a little overkill, but here's the thing: if I have my camera with me, and you know, I keep my camera in my pack, in my bang, with me full time. Don't know if I mentioned that, but it just sits in the main pocket. I keep it completely assembled. Like I've got the Rode, I can't remember, Video Go mic on there. That stays mounted on my camera. I'm never pulling pieces and parts out and reassembling. I don't keep it all in a big nice container. I run the Lumix camera, Panasonic Lumix. I can't remember the exact model. But this has been pretty bomb proof. Like I said, I don't keep it in a case. I don't treat it super nice. It's just thrown in this bag. So I will say I'm super stoked with that. But like I said, this right here, when it comes time to move bags, I take this whole thing out and I just shove it in the hydro bladder sleeve. Each of these have a hydro bladder sleeve. I throw this in that sleeve. I now have everything I need, as far as all these little pieces and parts that, you know, you could go chasing and gathering and, or, you know, just get on the mountain and not have. I just keep it all in here. It's really, I mean, it's not even completely packed full. I can squish it down quite a bit. But that right there is super mobile. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is just the fact that with what I have in here and, you know, have this, I can throw this in there. Now, when it comes time to take the big bag out, like I said, it has the exact same lid, just different color. Has toilet paper, wet wipes, and a lighter already. Already has some hot hands. So all I do is open this front pocket and throw the stuff from that front pocket over. Now, right now, there is something else thrown in here. This is called a Grab It. I talked about this in another video. It's just, you can strap this onto the bottom of your pack and attach it on the side, and attach anything. You can carry heads, guns, whatever you need to carry. But usually it's not in there. I just have it there right now because I didn't take it out after hunting season. Same with, this is a tripod adapter, shooting stick adapter for my tripod. The tripod legs will screw off, and can screw them into here and use them as shooting legs instead, or just as trekking poles or whatever. But if I want to go hunting instead, I just clean out this bag in here. Now the one big difference is in this bag, I'm gonna zip these up real quick so I'm not flinging stuff. This bag does not have a center zip, which I talked about. It's way bigger. It's got, I talked about the center zip in another video, but it's way bigger. It's got a lot more pockets and stuff. But I'm gonna shove all the main stuff right down in here from this main bag. I'm gonna shove this in the water bottle pocket holder, and I have everything I need yet again. Now the one thing that I add to this, actually there's two things, one of them is not in here. One, sleeping pad. This is just a Climate, I don't remember even what it's called, Static V Lux SL insulated pad. This is good for winter, summer. I could throw it in the back of the truck. And then the other thing I usually keep in there, okay, I'm back. Apparently my last video timed out. I didn't realize I was that low on time, but I went and grabbed this real quick before I started this video. So I was talking about that I usually have two things in the bottom of my hunting bag. The sleeping pad, and then this here. This is just a pull out. It's a little bigger than this one. But what I've got in here is, sorry, I can open it all the way. This is actually my tarp. This is a Pyro super tarp. It's big enough to fit two people, you know, maybe kid or two. I also have in this bag an annex, so I don't mind sleeping in tarps. There's no bottom, you know, there's no front normally, but this actually has the annex in here, so I can add the front to it if I want. And then in here I also keep, this is just a blow up Climate pillow. This is actually a bag for the double V pad that I bought for me and my wife. It's a double person Climate pad, but this is actually, you can use this to blow up the sleeping pads. You just fill this with air and then you can push it through versus blowing air into the sleeping pad, and it fits, or it works with this insulated one. It's not super heavy. It's actually kind of nice, especially if you've been hiking really hard for a long time and you're winded. It's really nice to have something that you can blow up your sleeping pad with super quick and not get yourself super winded, give your lungs a break. This is just a microfiber cloth. Keep it with me for washing up. If my tarp has a bunch of insulation, I can wipe it off. Just a nice little micro cloth to clean up with. And then this is actually a C2 Summit compression bag. I think this is a medium. It doesn't say, I don't think. But anyways, what I keep this in here, in this camp bag, if I am hunting and I tag out. I now am going to need as much space as possible, right? So what I will do, I'll actually shove my sleeping bag in here, my puffies, anything I can fit in this bag, I will shove in here and then compress it down, and that's going to minimize the amount of space that stuff takes up. Now this one's not super big, like I said, I think it's a medium. I can fit, if I remember, I can fit my puffy pants, my sleeping bag, and then like my micro cloth, the tarp. I can stick all that stuff in here and compress it down, and it just minimizes the amount of space I'm using in my pack. Another thing is I can just hang this off the pack. I can put it on top. I can strap it on the bottom. You know, this bag has straps here on the bottom, so I could actually put that on the bottom because it's not super heavy stuff. It's just bulky stuff I've collapsed down. But that's why I keep it in here. I don't use that stuff full time. I don't like to keep my stuff super compressed. But if I need to, I want to have that ability. And then this is all my stakes for my tarp are in here. And then this is actually a heavy duty emergency blanket. This is what I put on the ground under my tarp. I've used Tyvek sheets before. They work okay. They just seem to get really dirty. They just kind of like all the dirt and everything sticks to them. And yeah, they're not that great. And they only, I mean, they serve a couple purposes. You can lay them out, cut meat up on them, stuff like that. This emergency blanket, it's the one side's really shiny, so you can use it as a signal. You can still lay it out, cut meat up. It is, yeah, it's an emergency blanket, right? There's a million uses for them. If you're soaking wet, you can wrap yourself up in that and, you know, dry your clothes. You can use it to reflect heat off of a fire towards you. It's just got a ton of uses. Yeah, it's heavier than a Tyvek sheet. It's not, you know, it's not free. You can't just go to a construction site and pick it up. But like I said, I keep all of this stuff in here. I keep my sleeping pad in here. I can move all this stuff to this bag. You know, move all the stuff from my EDC bag into this bag. Move everything from this bag to this bag super quick. All I gotta do is grab food. And then I have a big dry sack. It's actually a lot bigger than this. But I have a big dry sack and I can just fill it up with food, roll it up, clip it together, and throw it in this bag. Now, for hunting reasons, you know, usually you know when a hunt's coming up. You've got a lot of time to plan that out. You can have this bag totally loaded. But sometimes you get a phone call. Hey man, you want to go on a hunt with me? You know, a lot of the times you don't get to go. Unfortunately, life gets in the way. But in that scenario, it's kind of nice to know you can move everything in a couple minutes. And like I said, once hunting season hits, most of this stuff is already in this bag. My sleeping bag, my puffies, my spotting scope, my knife, all that stuff's going to be in this bag already. So when hunting season comes up, it's usually a matter of go grab food and I'm gone. And as long as I have this with me, you know, if it's a 10-minute drive, I can move everything from that bag over to this bag on the drive if I'm not driving. And even then, when I get to the trailhead, I can do it. Another huge bonus is, like last year I had a Nevada tag. I had a couple different packs, I had a couple different frames, I had stuff scattered all over in my truck because I was by myself. I wasn't worried about space. But this setup that I have now, I can take this bag, and this bag, and I have everything I need except for food. Obviously, another thing, I do keep my stove in my hunting bag once hunting season's coming up. It stays in there because if I'm going, I'm gonna need my stove, so it stays in here. So all I have to do is grab the amount of food I need. Now, I have, like I said, that big dry sack. Last year when I went to Nevada, I filled that dry sack completely full. I had 30 days worth of food with me. But I knew I wasn't gonna run out of food, and I didn't have to sit there and nitpick food for the trip or guess what I needed or how much. Or I just had a whole dry sack full of food that was in the cooler in the back of the truck. All my food was good. All my days were already pre-packed. All I had to do was the day before I left, grab food. Now, I had planned on going down hiking in for a couple days. The area I got into, it had actually snowed. All the higher stuff was just snow-packed, and everything was moved down actually lower than the boundaries I could hunt. So I ended up using a day pack the whole time. The bonus was, you know, I wasn't packing this giant pack. I didn't have a ton of stuff. I just had a day pack. Now I didn't, no I did. I think I did actually have this pack at that time. I didn't have this one. But like I said, it's just the mobility to move from pack to pack is super simple. Again, not to go crazy prepper, but say like a bug out bag system. You know, if I have this completely loaded, I can move it all into here, have my wife take this, whatever, and I have enough stuff to really get me by. And I already have all my food pre-packaged. I have all my meals broke down. Everything that was a double serving, I put as single servings. Because if I eat one and I'm full or I'm really tired, I'm not wasting half a meal. I do, you know, if I'm hungry, I can do 2 meals. It doesn't take that long to boil water with an MSR reactor. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's crazy, but it's a really organized way for me to move from bag to bag to bag. Even like right now, I know that I'm going to put everything back into here, throw my sleeping pad in here and all that in there, and you know, if a buddy wants to go do a river floating trip, these bags are mostly waterproof, but I can just take stuff out of here, throw it in here. I already have tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, everything I need. It just simplifies stuff. I'm not digging through totes. I know a lot of guys organize their gear into totes and shelving, and I just get my stuff packed 90% of the time, ready to go. Now, my base layers, my pants, my socks, stuff like that aren't packed in here, so there is that, you know, as the season progresses and you need more layers. But I usually just pack them in here as the season goes on, so it's really not that complicated to just jump from bag to bag. I mean, I just, like I said, as the season gets colder, I'll just throw in 2 extra layers in this bag that just stay in this bag. And just barely a couple weeks ago. I don't even remember if they were in there on the last video, but a couple weeks ago I took all the clothes out and washed them and put them back on. I have just a big duffel on a shelf with all my extra layers. As it gets later on, I'll just reload them back in here. So anyways, I'm going to cut this video out. This is a super long video. It wasn't going to be, but it happened. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment, like, follow, subscribe. I have Instagram, I have Facebook, I have a website. I don't use hardly any of them anymore. I just like posting videos. And if you watched it, thanks for watching. I don't get very many views, and I don't really push for that many. So if you liked it, thanks much. See ya.